Today's awesome dude of the week is Teymour, also called him Tamerlane. Suppose his full name was Teymour bin Targay Barlas. Teymour means iron in Chagatai. After he married into the baddest family in the history of the world, he took the name Teymour Gurkhani. Gurkhan, of course, being the Persian pronunciation of the Mongolian word meaning son-in-law. Others called him Teymouri Lang, which means Teymour the Lame. What? Are you surprised that one of the most ruthless military conquerors of all time was a cripple? Wheelchair dudes can be thugs too. Born in Uzbekistan, he was in some wars and led some soldiers. Conquered a bunch of places like here, 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 here. He kind of had an empire, but it's not like was into naming cities after himself or converting people or any of that. He never even bothered giving himself a title other than Emir. All he liked was conquering. Conquer him and leave him. Half the time he'd have to reconquer him, but that was cool with, because he liked conquering. Military strategies and planning and whatnot. It was more like a chess match for him. And he was really, really good at chess. Like so good that he found it too easy and limiting. Rooks and bishops and all that are cool, but what about giraffes and siege weapons? And that board is too small. And what's up with all the pawns being the same? Way more complicated and interesting like this. Yeah, citadels and pawn advisors and war elephants. Elephants can totally be used in war. Like this one time, was in the midst of conquering India, but the other guy had a bunch of elephants. They put poison on their tusks and had him charge at the invading army. His soldiers didn't much like that, but was like, psh, whatever, give me some camels. Now, you might not think that a camel is the best defense for a herd of poison elephants, but that's why you're not a military genius. Loaded the camels up with wood and hay, then lit them on fire, then sent the flaming camels running at the elephants. The elephants didn't like this at all. They turned around and ran as fast as they could to escape from the screaming, flaming camels. That other general tried to sick poisoned elephants on, but he MacGyvered up some camels and sent dude's elephants back at him. After the poisoned elephants and flaming camels took out the defending army, he sacked Delhi, pillaged everything, slaughtered the infidels, all that. Was big on the pillaging. The slaughtering too, but most of those stories are probably exaggerated, since one of his strategies was spreading disinformation. He'd hype up the size and cruelty of his army to inspire fear. If a city surrendered, he'd spare them, but anyone who resisted would be annihilated. All sorts of rumors and legends of building monuments out of the bodies of the vanquished and stuff like that. Sounds all horrific and savage, but not like had the patience to stick around constructing stuff in conquered cities. Not when there were other places out there to conquer. His soldiers loved him, since they got to loot riches and wives and anything else they could. Didn't care about wealth. All he liked was conquering. It was a game for him. Every time we'd conquer a city, he'd bring back artisans to Samarkand. They built some cool stuff. Pretty much all the buildings have been destroyed over the years, and one of the only ones that remains is his mausoleum. Mostly because he left one of them warnings like, "Y'all best not dig up my bones, else y'all gonna get it." Wasn't the guy you wanted to anger, but the Soviets, they tend not to have too much respect for stuff like that. Inside his tomb there was another, "Y'all gonna get it," warning that they also ignored. Couple of days later, the Nazis invaded. You might think that was just a coincidence, but don't underestimate strategic abilities.